Hi everyone, my name is Mario. I'm a software engineer and developer and creator of Saturn. This is like the spiritual successor of Nexus, the Jupiter incident. At least this is the objective. And the objective of this video is to show you a bit about this project, this case specifically about scripts and how I organize them and how I organized all the game objects. Since this is the part I'm feeling more confident about. So the entire game is event based. So this is especially true for scripts that are quote-unquote globals, and they emit or subscribe to events happening in the game. I found out that this is the best way to manage all the interactions happening in a game. And yes, at least this was the third try to make this game, and I think this is the most effective so far. Okay, good. Let's go to the game objects. So this game object is global scripts, as the name suggests. This has scripts that have a global scope, sort of, and meaning that they receive global events and they do something as a response. I will just give an example. A facade is well the pattern, and I didn't really have an opportunity to create more facades, but for example this one is quite small. Can I open it? Yes. And so I'm using Rider, and yes, this small script basically raises an event, and this event is create UI unit box command, which means which refers to, can I go back to these boxes. I call them unit boxes in a nutshell, and I didn't really have an opportunity to make more, but I hope I can do that in future just to make my life easier. If not, I have manager scripts that are used as entry points. So this game object is for everything related to UI. This is, for example, this game object contains global scripts for action bar. Action bar is this one in the bottom, basically. As you see, I have like a reference to all the buttons. They are not visible at the moment. Let me see if I can show them. Action bar. Yes, so these are the buttons made with paint, so don't complain, I don't do art. I just need a placeholder and that's it. Okay, I just hide them because they are ugly. And yes, so these buttons do what you expect them to do, like in Nexus. So there's a scan button, dispatch commandos, and hold positioner, and so on. They have a base logic for appearing or disappearing. Specifically, there is an override button. This is only used in the tutorial, basically this scene only, because I want the player to do specific steps and I don't want to make him or her confused. So I disable and enable them based on what is necessary. And another example is this action bar model. This is just holding a state. This is used, for example, when you click one of these buttons and the next action is set to scan. In a nutshell, I click, for example, scan button. This is set to scan, and the expectation from the entire application is that when I right click on a unit box or on the screen, so on a unit, then this becomes not set, and the scan behavior happens in the game itself. The ship inspector panel is what you would expect. It's this. This is just a placeholder. There will be more like modules and shields and so on. But yes, this is, for example, for weapons, and there are also placeholder boxes with weapon name, and these are the HP. So when the HP reaches 0, these become gray. Good. Yes, ship inspector panel. Yes, this is the manager. And I'm trying just to give you an example of what they do. Yeah, this is the filler. Basically, when you click, for example, this ship, you will get the panel with the appropriate boxes inside, depending on the unit. And this script instantiate the buttons because these are prefabs. Then there is unit columns. Unit columns are these, basically, this column here, this column here. Yeah, there are also a few scripts here. The button manager, ship button creator, which creates this here, and these scripts change the image of the unit box depending on the unit itself. So if an enemy or a nav point and so on, there are only 3 of them for the moment because these are placeholders, and this is for testing. And on the unit box, we have a highlight unit box on create, as it sounds exactly when a new unit box is created. I can play an animation just to make sure that the player is not distracted, let's say. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about the current animation, to be honest, but I can change it anytime. Dialogue is probably one of the most complex system that I had to deal with together with audio, like and voices. It spawns basically a square, like a gray square, with a text inside, and this text is filled based on the current dialogue. And the dialogues are started somewhere else. I will show it to you later where this happens. But yeah, the responsibility of these are to one, create, instantiate the prefab, and then fill it with appropriate content. Dev tools, these are just scripts, in this case for debug, so nothing to say here. Ship. There are other categories. So these handle the selection. So when you click here, when you click the ships directly, UI to word interactions. Yes, this is related to. So these scripts are used to handle when you click the UI and then you expect something happening in the world. For example, I click adamant and then I right click on an enemy, and that will mean that this ship will move towards or attack the other ship, and there is a script to handle each case. Commandos, they are not well implemented at the moment, but they are functional. Yeah, it's quite small for the moment. Combat. Yes, so the plan is to have a system that I don't want don't want projectiles to apply damage directly on ships. For example, hull damage. I want a system that handles these. This is just a small version of it that doesn't do much. It just does HP minus the damage. But I can do more complex interactions in future if I want. Ship creation. Okay, I don't remember, to be honest. Let me see if I remember instantiate ship. Raise create UI box command. So this creates GameObjects ship and then raises this event. I don't remember, to be honest, what it does. Let's go next. Because all these scripts are interconnected, and sometimes I don't. It's not clear what they do for me. But yes, I hope I can improve in future. Whoops. I keep this open. Let's go next. Audio. Okay, let's just, okay, it's still recording. Audio, so this was a very complicated part for me. Very like difficult. For example, this is a music manager, and it basically there are like a list of audios, one for exploration phases and one for battle phases. I mean, these are taken for Nexus, and these are not going to ship with the final game. Again, these are like placeholders just for testing. And what the script does is every time, for example, at the beginning there is only exploration clips, but when a battle starts, the music manager receives an event that a battle started, and slowly transition for the current song to another one in this list. And you can also set the fading time. For this I'm using the audio mixer, as you can see. Gallagher's voices and so on. This handles the dialogues. So this voice function belonging declare what this does, for example, is when a new object is in reach, for example an enemy, then this is played in a nutshell. This priority queue dialog handler makes sure that, how can I say, that multiple sounds are not played at the same time, but also that some have a higher priority than others. I don't really expect to, like, this is in place, but I don't really expect to have much of a problems here, because a game object or ships, as well as enemy units, will be far apart. But now in testing I had this issue where all my test objects are close to each other, and I was getting like sounds on top of each other. Right, this is the camera manager. Okay, that's it for global scripts. This is the main camera, the free look camera. These basically are cameras that you can fix on the ships, like you can double click on this and the camera will move to the ships, and you can and the camera can orbit around the ship in the same way as Nexus, so it's not different. Yes, these are like objects used for a camera. So here is a very interesting part. I was not sure at the beginning how to handle the logic of the level itself. So I ended up with something like this. A level setup game object that in this case, since it's the tutorial, disables all the action bar buttons. This is missing, I don't know why, anyway. I will fix it later. And these are basically like faces of the what's going to happen in the video game, like in the scene. So you need to approach a shipwreck, you need to scan it, send commandos, and so on. Good. And every time this takes place successfully, then this object is disabled and the new one is enabled. And I make smart use of Unity events and my event system. So yeah, it's very nice. I really like how this is handled, and it's very readable for my eyes, at least. Well, this is the canvas. There's not much to say. Yeah, these are tab measurements. As you can see, I'm just taking the space, measuring the space for all the stuff, all the windows. Well, this is disabled, of course. And well, from here and down here, there are only objects under in the scene, in the game. So I have asteroids, the lights, player ship, shipwreck that is disabled because it's out of sensors, and a couple of nav points. It's going to be quite small tutorial, but it's going to teach you everything you need to play the game. So it's not, I mean, Nexus is not that difficult. Anyway, okay, I think that's it. I hope that you all enjoyed this presentation of the scripts. It was a lot of work. I hope that someone doesn't comment too negatively about this, because it's been a work of 2 years. But I'm satisfied with the result. It can improve, of course, as I said, but we will see. Good. I'm done. I hope you enjoyed. Please visit the Facebook page if you want to contact me and become part of the project, or you can contact me on other ways. There is like a Steam page on the Nexus community hub. Yes, I will just leave all the links in the description. Yeah, appreciate if you like it, and you comment also on this like prototype. I haven't really shown the tutorial itself, but this video was just for scripts and for GameObjects. Good, then have a nice day. Bye bye.